Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Chris Nelson in tonight for Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. And of course, we start with the election. Election happened yesterday. Counts happened last night. There was some slow counting, but results are in. We'll also head to the Democratic camp as we hear a concession speech from Tina SABLAN. And the makeup of the Senate and the House is going to look very different, could look very different in the coming months. And we've got a bike race from BANZAI Cliff. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Tom, on behalf of the Boost program, first I want to thank you for initiating the home business now. Really, it gives so much services to not just the people of Rota, people of Tinian, but it really is a place where travelers come here and they really make it their second home. And so this is something that we would like to give you and congratulate you. At the same time, we look forward for all the additional investments into your business, and I want to congratulate you.
This is Governor. This is very much appreciated, and I want to thank the Governor for this grant. I know it's going to go a long way. Istigit na klasin programa, siguro manina zuda siya small businesses. I congratulate the Governor, the administration, the small city. Governor will go to the seguros de familia.
Brought to you by the Office of the Governor.
Enjoy the deliciously saucy McRib. Only for a limited time and only at McDonald's.
The legendary McRib is back. Pair it with fries and a drink for a limited time.
On behalf of the Commonwealth and the Boost program, we'd like to thank you for your continued support and the more contribution to the community. And I want to congratulate you for the award.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we have the next one, Mr. Edwin M. Hausschneider. So we want to say congratulations. And
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you all.
Brought to you by the Office of the Governor.
Havaday, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. It is Wednesday, November the 9th, the day after Election Day, but the count started coming in early this morning, and it appears as if Governor Ralph Torres and Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios, once partners, are now headed for a runoff election that could happen the day after Thanksgiving. That's November the 25th. Let's take a look. Results are preliminary, have not been certified. As of now, Governor Ralph Torres and running mate Vinny Sablan unofficially have received about 38% of the popular vote, followed by Arnold Palacios and David Apateng with about 33% of the vote, and Tina Sablan, Layla Staffler with 28% of the vote. Results are expected to be certified in the coming days, and a runoff is expected to happen the day after Thanksgiving, although that could change. It appears as if all three judges up for retention will keep their gavels. Justice Manglonia, Judge Camacho, and Judge Bogdan all receiving retention-level votes. Tight race for Attorney General, but it looks as if Edward Manabusan will keep his AG position. Juan Lizama a close second. Senate could have a very different look next year as Saipan Senate race with 2 seats up for grabs. Selena Babauta, so far the top vote getter. Karina Magofna finishing second ahead of Angel Demopon and Janet Maritita and Andrew Salas. Rhoda Senate, independent Donald Manglonia was the top vote getter, followed by Dennis Camacho. Tinian Senate, 2 Republicans, Jude Hofschneider and Francisco Cruz. R.B. Camacho leading in the race for mayor of Saipan, currently ahead of Lipon Tenorio and Richard Lizama. Precinct 4, Saipan, Joel Camacho and Malcolm Omar both running as independents, the top 2 vote getters. Precinct 3 looks like all Democrats and independents, as J.B. Tenorio, Edmund Villagomez, Ralph Umel, Danita Yangitmai, Vicente Castro, and Marissa Flores, top vote getters. Precinct 2, J.P. Sablan and Manny Tenorio, both running as independents, the top 2 vote getters for those 2 seats. Some other results: Precinct 1, Ed Probst, top vote getter. He'll get 1 of 6 seats. Precinct 5, Angelo Camacho and Thomas De La Cruz. Who gets the roughly 4,000 votes from the Sablan-Staffler campaign? Those votes could decide the runoff election and the next governor of the CNMI. About 90 minutes ago, the Democratic team of Sablan-Staffler made a concession speech at headquarters.
Tina and I are humbled by the outpouring of support that has made the news of this day much more uplifting than you would expect. We are proud of the campaign that we ran and the plans that we made. We are proud to have made history and put more cracks in that glass ceiling for the next woman or women who plan to run for this office. In your kind messages, you've shared how we've inspired you in many ways, from the hard work and leadership that we offer to the fact that we should expect more from our government, especially with respect to accountability and fiscal responsibility. To all of our dear, dear supporters, especially those who couldn't vote yet, the youth of the CNMI, don't lose faith. We cannot lose hope. We cannot lose hope that good governance can exist in the Marianas. It just might take more time to get there. And we need all of you, our whole community, to keep pushing for the change that we want to see. As for me, I'll be here for the long haul, doing whatever that I can do so that I can leave this place better than I found it. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. Sidu Usmasi.
Good afternoon, friends and fellow citizens of the Commonwealth, and welcome to the members of the press that are here. So most of the ballots have been counted by now, and the writing is on the wall. It is not the outcome that Layla and I hoped for, but it is an outcome we accept. Layla and I congratulate Governor Torres and Senator Sablan and Lieutenant Governor Palacios and Mayor Apateng for the success of their respective campaigns as they head into the runoff. From the bottom of our hearts, we also thank our incredible team of supporters, volunteers, donors, Democratic Party leaders, and fellow candidates, as well as our families, for an amazing campaign. It was clean, issue-driven, and spirited. It was fun. It was inspiring. It was historic in many ways. We ran on a platform of good governance And we did it with love for our islands and a hopeful vision for our future. Our efforts will not end today. Now, I'm very aware that some are saying the results of this election show that the people of the Marianas are not ready for change, or don't want change, or are afraid of change. Leila and I are asking all of our supporters to vote for Arnold Palacios and David Apateng in the runoff. They are the better choice. And they can surely expect that we will hold them to the same standards of honesty, fairness, and accountability that Leila and I hold ourselves to. Our message to our supporters is this: don't despair, don't lose hope. Keep the faith and get out and vote.
The last runoff election was in 2014, and Governor Torres was part of that ticket. He was the LT candidate for Enos. In the general election, 13,798 people voted. The top two vote getters were the team of Enos and Torres. Heinz Hofschneider and Ray Hummel forced the runoff. Juan Babauta also ran for governor in that election. There was actually 4 candidates at the time. Now, what happened after the general election? There was a runoff, and actually about 1,700 people, less people voted in the runoff election. So lots of math going on over the next couple of weeks as the candidates will look for the equations that will take them to victory. Last night, we're going to backtrack for just a moment here. Last night and early into the morning, the 3 camps reflected on the day and the tabulations to come. Let's take a look.
Started early. We got up at 5 a.m. to make the 6 a.m. Mass for the candidates at the cathedral, and that was just a lovely way to begin the day. And then we hit the road. We started visiting polling sites all around the island and just meeting with supporters, helping voters out if they needed assistance, and then cheering on our candidates too at each of the precincts. So it's been fun.
It's been very, very rewarding to say the least.
What did you learn from when you ran last time, when you ran with Ralph? What did you learn from running that campaign that you brought to this campaign?
Organization, and at the same time, you just gotta listen to people, and you gotta make them feel comfortable when you talk to them. You know, I did some house to house very early on, and I did Precinct 5, Cagman especially. It's a very difficult homestead. It's a lot of hills, and the terrain is totally different, but we were able in a matter of 2 months, 2.5 months, we were able to cover pretty much the whole place. But I saw firsthand, seriously, and despite what we believe sometimes that everything is fine and people are being taken care of, there are still challenges that people face on a daily basis.
Exhausting. Couldn't sleep. Got up about 1 o'clock in the morning. Went back to sleep about 3:30 and got up again at 5:30. Then left the house a little before 6:30. And then, of course, the whole day started. Actually, LT, Vinny and I started in Cagman, and then went up to Capitol Hill, and then Tanapax and Roque, and Garapan. Then went to Oliai.
How's it felt for you personally going through a campaign like this?
I have to say, this has been one of the most enjoyable campaigns I've ever been part of. I've just been so grateful for all the love and support that we've received along the way. I'm energized by the excitement that we see in young voters and people who are voting for the first time. We had a record voter registration number this year, and I think that we will make some records as well in terms of the turnout for people just showing up to vote and wanting to make their voices heard in this election. There's a lot of excitement around the campaign that I've just really enjoyed. And yeah, it is historic. I think that's part of the excitement, right? And if the CNMI chooses the first female tandem to be their governor and lieutenant governor, it would also be the first in the nation.
What have you learned campaigning over the years? I guess this is the fifth.
Yes, this is the fifth. Trust people around you, and people that show their support. Your supporters are out there, and I remember this. One of the waving was raining really hard, and I told them, I said, guys, let's go in. I don't want you guys to get wet or get sick. And they're like, no, Goff, we're gonna be here all the way. And I look back and I said, wow, those are dedicated, fans and supporters, and they just want to be there. So guess what I did? Of course, turn around and I saw Senator Vinny. We looked at each other and said, there's no choice. They're out there. They're out there. They want to wave the flag. They believe in us. And that's what gives us the drive.
Today was my first Commonwealth-wide election, so it was a different feel. Woke up at every election, waking up early or not getting enough sleep. Just adrenaline and the anticipation of what's going to happen. But of course, visiting all the precincts and being with all the supporters. And making sure everything at the polls are doing well.
We started out with no funds, zero money at all, and I expressed that out when we first started out that we're poor, so we need the help from our people. And they've been pouring in, contributions left to right, and then we had small fundraisers and all that, and it helps. It picked us up, kicked us off and all that. Despite it all, we made it through, and I'm very, very confident that people, a lot of people gravitated to us, not just Republican Party's members before, past supporters, but also from different factions in different part of the community, different people that have had affiliations with different political parties in the past.
I'm just really proud and grateful for everybody that's worked so hard to get us to this point. The finish line is within sight, and I think we're all feeling really good about the campaign that we've run, and we're ready for whatever comes next.
What is your message going to be?
It's going to be sentimental because this is my last gubernatorial run. Thank all those that have always believed in me, never questioned on the issues, and thank those that came about and made new friends, and just continue to believe in the party and all the candidates.
From the beginning of the campaign, there's been a lot of moving parts. There's been a lot of people involved. The committee to elect, the party itself, a lot of the slate and their committees. There has, or we do have people that have been looking into an anticipated runoff and strategizing in that manner to see. So, whatever happens tonight, we see the count. We'll come back to the table tomorrow with the committee and everyone that's involved and speak about the runoff and see what we have to do.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
On behalf of the Commonwealth and the Boost program, we'd like to thank you for your continued support and the more contribution to the community. And I want to congratulate you for the award.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we have the next one, Mr. Edwin M. Haufschneider. So we want to say congratulations. And
thank you.
Congratulations.
Brought to you by the Office of the Governor.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Tom, on behalf of the Boost program, first I want to thank you for initiating the home business now. Really, it gives so much services to not just the people of Rota, people of Tinian, but it really is a place where travelers come here and they really make it their second home. And so this is something that we would like to give you and congratulate you. At the same time, we look forward for all the additional investments into your business, and I want to congratulate you.
This is very much appreciated, and I want to thank the governor for this grant. I know it's going to go a long way. Istigit na klasin programa no siguro na maninazuda siya I small businesses. I congratulate the governor, the administration, the small governor, the family.
Okay.
Brought to you by the Office of the Governor.
Welcome back. You're watching the Wednesday night edition of the Channel 2 News. Well, it was a good thing they had bolt cutters last night or early this morning over at the Multi-Purpose Center. The election happened yesterday, November 8th. The counting came well into the 9th, and those bolt cutters came in handy. Let's take a look. Despite thousands of early votes and absentee ballots already in the can, the counting went late, perhaps the slowest count of all time. This was the scene from the Multi-Purpose Center as candidates waited at their camps ready to digest the early results with supporters, but those results didn't come. The ballots were loaded into this voting machine. The machine spits out ballots that aren't filled out correctly, and these are then reviewed by the election commissioners. Lots of ballots spit out early on, and each needed to be reviewed by hand by the commissioners. Public Auditor's Office is there to supervise the ballots along with the Attorney General. Voting count procedural changes have been proposed. It was passed by the House but stalled in the Senate, and insiders say the process needs to be updated. 2:14 a.m. Tell us what's happening right now. We're still doing the early voting?
Yes, we are. We're doing early voting. I believe Tinian right now.
Are you going to do Tinian, Rota, and Saipan early voting before you make an announcement?
Yes, I think that's what the board wants.
Okay. And then why only using one machine?
Because early voting is already in that machine. They loaded it in that machine. And this one is set up for absentee.
Meaning some programming or something like that?
Yeah, it was programmed already to read absentee and that side early voting.
Okay, and you can't do absentee at the same time as early voting with the other machine?
Well, right now we're still processing absentee.
I see. Okay.
So he's going to go ahead and change that program after we're done with early voting and run election day ballots on both machines.
As we approached 3 a.m., one of the ballot boxes couldn't be opened despite a number of attempts. Officials weren't sure if it was a defective key, a defective lock, or a lost key. Democrats discussing amongst themselves.
And supposedly the key that they brought back was the same key that's supposed to open the box.
Yeah.
Okay? And that same key that was brought back cannot open the box.
And the question is whether, what is the reason for that, which as you said might be from the salt air. And I would prefer to see them try to report it first, but they're making the decision, and I don't know what legal counsel for the commission has to.
And then with an election commissioner.
I am assuming maybe the product is the manufacturing defect. There was one key could open both, but apparently it didn't.
Well, actually, I'm not alleging anything. I just felt that it's inappropriate to force it open without making a determination of.
That has been determined. That our assumption now is that it's probably manufactured in the day that the other padlock will not open with the same. It opens one, but it will not open the other.
So how many ballots do you think it's in the box?
That's why we're trying to get the figure from KLS.
They tried WD-40. WD-40 didn't work. They tried a variety of keys unsuccessfully, and then a big executive-level decision made. Kayla Egotal explains. Everybody's watching with the ballot box here with the keys. What's the problem?
You can't find the keys to that box. So.
Which
Northern Island box.
That's Northern Island box. What do you do in a situation like this?
We're gonna cut it to get the ballots out. We're gonna cut the padlock.
Long night over there at the Multi-Purpose Center for everybody. What do tourists think about our post-pandemic islands? As tourism to the Marianas starts to slowly rebound, what are the early reviews? Our Milan Goodwin hits the streets and files this report.
As we see more tourists arriving in the Sinai, feedback from our visitors is crucial for the tourism industry. Gabriel Coronado, a first-time visitor, is from California and currently resides in Guam.
So far, I'm really liking the sunset. Everyone's very, very friendly and very informative. And I ate some good food. I plan to eat some more good food.
Coronado explains that Saipan could improve infrastructure for tourists.
Infrastructure, probably like better walkways for the tourists, make it a little more clear and concise on, oh, this is the stop sign, or crosswalks and stuff like that. Just safety for your tourists.
Another first-time visitor, Mr. Young, provides insight on his visit.
We ate food at Dolphin restaurant. That was very nice place. Yeah. Nice view and cheap and very kind people. Actually, all over here, people kind, so kind.
Miss Jihyun Yu is from Korea.
I love the Managaha beach. Yeah, that was my favorite thing in Saipan. And second one was the micro beach. Yeah, I'm a beach person. Yeah.
And what do you think could be better?
I was kind of a little bit sorry about a lot of shops were shut down. So if all the shop was crowded, it would be better, or it would be more nicer, look better, or like more feeling like vacation, like something like that.
When walking around the central tourism district of Garapan, rather than lively streets, our visitors are greeted by empty stores, flickering lights, and unfinished construction. Of the almost 50 establishments along Paseo de Marianas, only about 10 are open for visitors in the evenings. Luckily, after almost no travel opportunities during the pandemic, tourists seem to be enjoying what the Sinai has to offer.
I love Saipan. Hold on.
Milan Goodwin for the Channel 2 News.
All right, thanks Milan for that tourism story. We're going to take a break and come back with sports, a BANZAI bike race. More sports and news next.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Tom, on behalf of the Boost program, first I want to thank you for initiating the home business now. Really, it gives so much services to not just the people of Rota, people of Tinian, but it really is a place where travelers come here and they really make it their second home. And so this is something that we would like to give you and congratulate you. At the same time, we look forward for all the additional investments into your business, and I want to congratulate you.
All right. This is Governor. This is very much appreciated, and I want to thank the Governor for this grant. I know it's going to go a long way. Istigit na klasin programa no siguro na maninazuda siya small businesses. I congratulate the Governor, the administration, the Sisu Small City Governor, the Governor, and the family.
Okay.
Brought to you by the Office of the Governor.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
On behalf of the Commonwealth and the Boost program, we'd like to thank you for your continued support and the more contribution to the community. I want to congratulate you for the award.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we have the next one, Mr. Edwin M. Haufschneider. So we want to say congratulations. And
thank you, Governor. Thank you.
Brought to you by the Office of the Governor.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, Chris Nelson again in for Sally Lemus tonight. We're going to show you a really cool bike race that happened this weekend. Happened at BANZAI. There was a couple of different distances, and let's take a look. Over 70 local cyclists joined the Saipan Unity Lions Club year-end bicycle race on Sunday morning at BANZAI Cliff in Marpi. There are 2 distance categories for this race, the short or beginner's course and the long one.
Stay safe! Be careful! 5 minutes ago, mountain bike.
In the long course road bike category, Joel Bucco topped the male division. Bucco finished the race in 57 minutes and 18 seconds. Second place went to Renren Gaviola with a time of 59 minutes and 2 seconds. J.R. Barrios finished third, his time an hour and 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Meanwhile, Robin Spaeth crossed the finish line first for the female division. Her time 1 hour, 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Heather Brook for Saipan with a time of 1 hour, 7 minutes and 19 seconds. 4 seconds behind Brooke, July Rose Felipe for third place. In the long course, mountain bike category, Christian Lamb, first place with a time of 1 hour and 6 minutes, 26 seconds, followed by Hernando Cristobal, 19 seconds behind Lamb, and third place went to Mike Aparte with a time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 19 seconds. Saipan Unity Lions Club membership chairperson, also the co-chair of this bike race, Argy Buensalido, tells us more about the annual event.
This event is a year-end event for this year, and the process of this event is for the community, and most especially for the healthcare and for the hunger.
Buensalido says he's very happy and thankful with the turnout of this year's race.
We would like to thank you to all bikers, most especially, and also to our sponsor. We have a lot of sponsors. I would like not to mention, but yes, thank you for all the sponsors.
And here are some highlights from the bicycle race event.
All of you are already part of Lions Club International. Thank you so much, El Presidente. Good luck, guys. Cheers.
All right, as we close tonight, I just want to say a big thank you to the KSPN2 news team. I also want to mention the Marianas Variety and Saipan Tribune, all the local media who camped out last night to bring you election coverage. That's going to do it for us on this Wednesday in the Commonwealth. We'll have more news on Friday night. Good night.